Like Shiva, Vishnu is also a Siddha of Asivaka tradition. He is one of the astronomers of the ancient times, but his major contribution seems to be in developing astrology. Whether one believes in astrology or not, it is true that it was created by the Asivaka Siddhas. We shall establish this fact and other said attributes of Vishnu as we proceed in this video part. Vishnu's Parinirvana day is observed as Vaikunta Ekadasi, and people observe fasting on the day and remain awake all night chanting Om Namo Narayanaya. Namo means Nam, Narayan means Narayanan, Aya means I am, that is group. The meaning is we belong to the Narayana sect. Vishnu is always seen in sleep like posture in temples, which is described as Ananda Sayanam. The temple priests chant Uttishta in Sanskrit, meaning wake up, which in Tamil is called as Palli Eruchi. It is sung only for Vishnu and not for any of the deities of the so called Hinduism. What is Palli Eruchi? In the song, Tirupparkadal means Milky Way galaxy, which used to be called in Tamil as Palveli, that is Milky Space. Palligondaye is commonly understood as sleeping in the Milky Space, and people wake him up singing Palli Erichi Padal. Actually, Palli here means learning. Samanapalli in Tamil means Samana school. He was lying down in the sleeping posture for learning the skies. That is the original reason why he was described Palligondaye. His space watching flat lying posture is mistook for sleeping by the Indo Arya Manuvadis, and hence it was called Ananda Sayanam. Now just look at the image shown here. This is called as Nilakal, which means moonstone. This is the ancient Tamil's space observatory. This stone bed is made in open space so that one could effortlessly observe the skies while lying down flat. The Asivaka Siddhar, who had been observing the skies all night, would have started to sleep only in the early hours of the day and hence had been sleeping till late in the morning, well past sunrise. Hence, the associates and students of the Siddhar would have had the custom of waking him up every morning, and from here only the Palli singing custom developed. Etymology of Uttista. The night watching Siddhas were woken up by his assistants saying, Udittitadu, Udittitadu. The Tamil word Udittitadu means appeared, born, etc. Hence, the meaning is that sun has appeared and hence get up. Udittitadu was pronounced Uditistadu, like Veti of Tamil became Vesti in Sanskrit, and finally Uttista by the Indo-Arya Manuvadis. Hence, Uttista, the so-called Sanskrit word, is actually a deformed word of Tamil origin. Udittitadu, Uditistadu, Uttistadu, Uttista. These siddhas would have been the ones who computed the movements of planets and predicted the future happenings. From their knowledge only, the Panchangam, a Tamil almanac, had been created. Panchangam means 5 parts, and it is a Tamil's contribution. The Panchangam is an astrological handbook. 5 plus Angam, 5 plus Angam, Panja plus Angam, Panchangam. Nilakal, the open space stone beds are found in number of caverns throughout Tamil Nadu. This particular stone bed shown here is seen on the hills of Innayaram, which is one of the hundreds of centers of Asivagam in Tamil Nadu. The picture shown is that of Parsvanatha, who is adorned by a 5-headed snake behind his head. This is engraved in one of the stones of Innayaram Pari, a Samana school. Parsvanatha might be an individual who contributed in a huge way towards astrology. Parsvanatha is always shown with a 5-headed snake, and Panchangam, an astrology handbook, is having 5 aspects. Hence, the Nightward Siddhas are the ones who created the astronomy and which was followed with astrology. Now compare the picture of Vishnu with that of Parsvanatha. Both are seen in the company of snakes, that too 5-headed snake. It is expected that the night watching Siddha would lie down flat looking up the skies. Compare this with Vishnu, who is always seen in sleep-like posture, eyes open, looking up, which is called Ananda Sayanam. Vishnu is sung wake-up song in temples. Just in the same way, the night watch Siddhas were woken up in the morning by his disciples. Hence, it is Parsvanatha who is called Vishnu. Evolution of the name Vishnu. We have already shown, while discussing Vinayaka in part 2 of this video, said the word Vidu of Tamil means upper residing place. This understanding came from ancient Paris, that is, caves which were in mountains, where the earliest men lived. Since caves were in mountains, which was above the ground level, it was called by the word Vidu, meaning upper residing place. Since Vidu meant upper residing place, paradise, the upper world, the place one goes to reside after moksha, is also called Vidu in Tamil philosophy. It is common knowledge that the upper world is called paradise. Hence, Parsvanatha was looking at the skies, the upper world, all the time. He was called by his associates by a nickname in Tamil, Veetinan, meaning proprietor of the upper house. This Veetinan shortened as Vishnu as time progressed, and Vishnu deformed to Vishnu through the tongue of the Indo-Aryans. That is how Vishnu's name had evolved. Veetinan, Vishnu. As another substantiation, just view a part of the Wikipedia article on Vishnu. The traditional explanation of the name Vishnu involves the root vis, meaning to settle, cognate with the Latin viscus, English which, village, from which one can substantiate that his original name would have been Veetinan, usually a settling place. People normally say that they have built their house and settled. The truth of our statement shall be understood if one considers one of the names of Vishnu. Vishnu is also called Srinivasa. Nivas means house. Proprietor of great house is the meaning of Srinivasa. The Tamil tradition of calling Vishnu as a householder by the Tamil name Veetinan is retained in Sanskrit also as Parsakanadar would have been his earned title. The Tamil word Parsakanadar could be split to Par, Saha, Nathan. Nathan is leader. Par means observe. Saham means cosmos. Saham of Tamil would be pronounced as Jagam by North Indian tongue. Hence, Parsakanadar could be understood as Par Saha Nathan, the leader who observed the cosmos. Parsakanathan deformed to Parsuvanathan. Hence, his popular name being Vishnu and his earned title is Parsakanadar, which might have distorted to Parsuvanadar with passage of time. It is like Mahavira, whose original name is Vardhamanan and his earned title name is Mahavira, which is again a Tamil title. Parsuvanadar seems to have lived 500 years before Mahavira and is about 3000 years from the present. Though Parsuvanadar, the 23rd Tirthankarar, is being attributed to astrology by us, the astronomy had started several thousand years earlier itself by Adinatha, who was the first Tirthankarar and is being called Shiva presently. Adinatha understood astronomy so well that they could infer the creation of cosmos through Big Bang, which is also the current scientific understanding. Hence, Vishnu might actually have been a Siddha who was a key man in developing astrology. His night sky watching pose is called Ananda Sayanam. He is placed as middle level god as he found truths for the well being of common man, a householder, and his name itself was derived from the original name Vitinan, a householder, a Tamil word. The middle level female deity is called Thirumagal, who represents wealth, which is a key element in domestic life. Hence, Vishnu, the householder, represents the male deity representing middle-aged householder, and Thirumagal, the female deity, representing the same. The Asiva color of the middle level deity is red, hence the color attribute of Vishnu and Thirumagal is red. While Vishnu was a human Siddha, Thirumagal is only a symbolic female deity. The five-headed snake he is sleeping on represents 5 aspects of astrology developed by Vishnu. The fact that Vishnu was a human could also be inferred from another name of Vishnu. Narayana is that another name. Nara plus Ayanam, Narayanam. Naran means human and Ayanam means path. Hence, the name Narayana connects Vishnu with human. Just like Dashinayanam and Uttarayanam, which are the paths of sun, Narayanam is a path of the human called Hari, that is Ari, who was an Asivaga Siddha. Hence, Adinatha, the first Tirthankarar, is Shiva, and Parsuvanatha, the 23rd Tirthankarar, the Vishnu. Both Shiva and Vishnu attained Nirvana and then Parinirvana. However, they were considered first and middle level deities based on their attributes like god of birth, which is the infant stage of human life, the first level represented by Shiva, and the middle-aged householder's deity, the middle level represented by Vishnu. The Brahma, which we shall discuss in the next video, represent people of advanced age with gathered wisdom. Stages of human life. Children below 12 years, lack of wisdom, color black, god of birth Shiva. Householder above 36 years, average wisdom, color red, god of householder Vishnu. Grandfather above 60, full of wisdom, color white, elderly Brahma. Coming back to Vishnu, based on the facts like Ananda Sayanam, his awakening song, five-headed snake are the key observations that enabled us to identify Parsuvanatha as Vishnu. It is not just that. In the same Parsuvanatha temple at Innayiram, we see drafts of conch engraved on the stone. We know that conch is an article found in the hand of Vishnu. This might represent the cosmic sound, which is equivalent to Udukai of Shiva, again a sound instrument. This is another evidence connecting Parsuvanatha with Vishnu. Vishnu is having spinning Sudarshana chakra in one of his hands. The meaning of Sudarshan means good darshan, meaning good vision. Hence, Sudarshana Chakra would mean good vision chakra. The Hindu interpretation is that the Sudarshana Chakra would destroy one's ego and ignorance. It is not a fitting interpretation. Good vision words cannot be associated with a weapon. The correct interpretation is that the chakra represents orbits of planets around the sun. Good vision chakra means that Parsvanatha could see or view the movements of planets in their elliptical orbits and could predict the cosmic events well in advance. Hence, as an admiration for his knowledge, the cosmos was considered to be under his control. Hence, you see spinning circle representing the orbits of the planets spinning around his right hand pointing finger indicating his control over cosmos. In almost all Samana parties, one sees this engraving. This figure is the one which was used to predict the astronomical happenings. We are yet to decipher the meaning of this construct, but it should deal with the orbital movements of planets. This figure also matches with most depictions of Sudarshana Chakra. Hence, the spinning Sudarshana Chakra represents celestial orbits one way or other, and hence the linking of darshan with chakra has a meaning. Darshan here means vision of the cosmos. The Sudarshana Chakra of Vishnu complements the dance of Shiva, which indicates that the cosmos is always changing and moving. The lotus in one of his hands has its usual Asivaga meaning, and the chosen flower of Asivagam is lotus. The Gadai in one of his hands indicates that he is the protector of people and is just like Ayyanars who has weapons with the same meaning. Since Parsvanatha was looking at the sky all the time, he was given Garuda, an airborne bird animal, as his vehicle. While bull was the actual vehicle of Shiva, Garuda was a symbolic vehicle to complement that of Shiva, the first Tirthankara. Vishnu is also called Hari. What does Hari mean? It is an Aryanized Tamil word called Ari. Actually, Vishnu is called in Tamil as Ari. Ari is the short form of Arivar, which is another name of Samanar in Tamil, meaning knowledgeable people. Asivaga Siddhas were usually called Arivar in Tamil, and it is a well established fact. Since Parsvanatha was an Asivaga Siddha, he was called as Arivar and in short as Ari, which became Hari in Sanskrit. However, to hide the fact that Vishnu is of Tamil Asivaga origin, Prahalada's story was spun by the Indo-Aryans and Simha avatar mythology was created. Singam in Tamil is also called Ari, a softened pronunciation of Ari. The Ari, meaning Singam, is the shortened form of Arima. Here, Ma means animal. Ari originated from Arasan, meaning king. Arasa plus Ma, Arasama, Arama, Arima. Hence, both the words Arima and Arivar were existing in Tamil, and Prahalada's story should have been told to dissociate Asivaga Arivar connection with Vishnu and replace it with another Ari in Tamil, which simply means Singam or Simmam. In fact, there is a saying in Tamil which is Ariyum Sivanum Onnu, Adai Ariyadavan Vaayila Mannu. By the way of this saying, it is cautioned that Ari and Sivan are the same. If you are not aware of it, you would eat mud. The actual meaning here is that both are Asivaga Siddhas and they are of the same identity. Probably the saying came into being during the times of conflict between Shiva followers and Vishnu followers, fighting between themselves, not knowing that they are of the same school. The Palli Ezhuchi is sung with vigor in the month of Margazhi, that is, from December 15 to January 15. There is a definite reason for that, and that is related again to night watching. This month comes after the rainy season in Tamil Nadu. Since rainy season depletes the clouds and due to different wind flow patterns, Margazhi month, which immediately follows the rainy season, is cloud-free sky month of the year in Tamil Nadu. Since the skies are clear without clouds, this month is the most apt month for intensive night watching. Hence, The night ward siddhas would have been most active during this month. That makes this month as a month of Palli Ezhichi songs. Moreover, as siddhas are learning the skies intensively during this month and discover newer and newer aspects of astronomy, this month is called Madinirainda Nannalam, meaning knowledge-filled days. This is reflected in the Andal song. Having their own followers, Shiva and Vishnu had their own followers, and their worship developed as different cults with passage of time. There had been temples built of bricks for both Shiva and Vishnu, just like Jaina temples and Buddha Vihara. The Indo-Aryans took over the priesthood of these temples after driving away the traditional Tamil pujaris, and they created all kinds of ugly stories, mythologies, and anecdotes involving these deities. All the stories and anecdotes created by the Indo-Aryans are just fictions and are undivine and completely unacceptable, as the gods themselves were engaging in disgusting sexual activities. Since the Indo-Arya Manuvadis wanted to erase completely the original Asivaka history of evolution of the gods of India, they concocted new stories without any realism in them. Since the new stories could not be built on any history, they had to be completely mythical. That is how the strange and ugly mythologies of Hinduism got developed. The drug addicts, liquor addicts, and the people with obsessive sexual intent would not progress in life. A person marrying many a woman and having many a children would not be economically sound. If the gods themselves are engaging in polygamy, then the commoner shall also follow, and eventually he would be a perpetual poor. If the Indo-Arya Manuvadis, who are a very small minorities, had to dominate the majority people, then the majority people should be poor and uneducated. The fact that Manusmriti prevented education to the commoner proves our surmise. Hence, the Indo-Arya Manuvadis created Hindu stories with the gods having many wives and with their disgusting sexual acts had served their long-time agenda. The sex stories diverted people's attention from the very act of stealing Tamil's gods and claiming as their own, so that the Indo-Arya Manuvadis could be the proprietors of religion in India, a very profitable profession. Asivakam did not have any such ugly anecdotes, and the saints were remembered and worshipped for their wonderful contributions to the society. The Tamil Asivaka concepts are scientific, rational, and simply spiritual. We too shall continue to worship these deities, sans the unacceptable mythologies created by the Indo-Aryans. Hence, Tamils shall not call themselves as Hindus any longer. Tamils are Asivakars. The Asivakars were scientists, and their principles were based on rationalism. Accepting nature in its totality and worshipping its attributes as Kali, Tirumagal, Saraswati, and Brahma, and our ancient gurus Muruga, Ayyappa, Shiva, and Vishnu as a means of spiritual expression of the general human shall be recommended. The enlightened ones among human shall have their spiritual expression through Parabrahman, which is a God in Arupa form. All this is part of Asivakam. When we recommend spirituality, we do not recommend the empty rituals created by the Manuvadis to exploit people. We would present another video later on with the crystal clear arguments and what is true rationalism and what is pseudo-rationalism. The rationalism advocated by E.V. Ramasamy Naika was pseudo-rationalism, which was advocated simply to deceive Tamils and to divert their attention from the actual issues. Parsvanathan was an astronomer which is known by his very title name, Par Saha Nathan, which means the leader who observed cosmos. And he was the one who is called also Vishnu, is a closed matter, based on the unassailable proofs we have supplied. However, our argument that he was the main contributor of astrology is simply based on the 5 snakes that adorn his head and that of Vishnu, and the fact that Tamil Panjangam was originally called Pambu Panjangam, meaning snake Panjangam, and the number of heads of snake ornating Vishnu represents the 5 parts of Tamil Panjangam, and from the fact that only skilled astronomers shall build astrology. The fact that Tamil Panjangam is followed in countries like Burma, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Laos, with whom Tamils had cultural and trade ties from times immemorial, and the fact that this Panchangam is based on lunisolar model, and this was the best among the ancient almanacs, proves that Parshvanatha was a South Indian. For instance, the almanac of North is based on moon, and hence they have Adhika Mas, that is one extra month in 1 year, every 4 years, and that proves that Tamil Panchanga was superior, having been computed by such an expert who was to be called Vishnu later. Moreover, in the north and middle India, the rainy season stops by September itself, whereas in Tamil Nadu only, the rainy season continues till November end, and December being the season for night watching, and hence the season of Falliyazhi songs, as the cloudless season comes after the rainy season, proves the fact that Parshvanatha, whom we call Vishnu, was a man from Tamil Nadu, and he worked and developed all his science from the Tamil soil. If he had been of Middle India or North India, then Falliyazhi song season should have been only during September. Just like the North looted Samana concert from the Tamils, they looted Parshvanatha also from the Tamil. There is one more very important revelation regarding who actually developed astronomy in India. Every temple of Tamil Nadu would have a Navagraha shrine, unlike the rest of India. Here one shall note that the Sun Graha is in the middle. This proves that the heliocentric astronomy was developed by the Tamils more than 3000 years ago itself. We see again each of the Graha facing different directions indicate that they at any time are seen in different directions from the sun center. This proves that the ancient world's land of astronomy was Tamil Nadu and only Tamil Nadu. This is an unassailable proof. Hence, the astronomers were Tamils, not Indo-Aryans. Had the Indo-Aryans developed astronomy, then it should have been developed in Uttar Pradesh and above, where their population is more, which is seen in the map shown. On the other hand, astronomy was developed in Tamil land clearly proves the point that the Indo-Arya Brahmins looted Tamil's astronomical works and claimed that they are the developers of astronomy, and they called it as Vedic astronomy and Vedic astrology. We have proved in part 4 that Vedam itself was the work of Tamils, and now we have proven that astronomy was Tamil's contribution. Hence, the so-called Vedic astronomy belongs to the Tamils. Moreover, the Rahu and Ketu, the eclipse nodes, were also the members of Navagraha. This means that the ancient Tamils could predict eclipses. The Rahu and Ketu are complementary points 180 degrees away from each other, is symbolically explained by making Rahu's figure as human-headed snake and that of Ketu's figure as a snake-headed human. This is the most brilliant way to express that one is opposite to the other, both in space and in action. Ketu stands for lunar eclipse and Rahu stands for solar eclipse. The astounding fact is that even the 1980 near total solar eclipse seen in Tamil Nadu was predicted by Tamil Panchangam is a testimony to the skill and knowledge of the ancient Tamil Asiga Siddhas. The foregoing facts could be better understood if we know some more things about Moon. Moon is a satellite of Earth and hence is subjected to its gravitational force. If Moon is only under the force of Earth, its motion around Earth would be a precise circle or ellipse. But Moon is attracted by Sun and all other planets also. Earth is revolving around Sun and so does other planets that attract Moon. Because of this, the distance of the Moon with every planet is changing constantly. Hence, the time evolution of the net force on Moon is a complicated dynamics. Because of this, the Moon is considered like moving around the Earth just like a snake on a complicated elliptical path. Hence, Moon is traveling in a snake-like path, and only because of it, the lunar and solar eclipses are not periodic and are hence are rare events. That is precisely the reason that the Moon was metaphorized as snake by Tamil Siddhas. This way, every planet is moving in snake-like orbital paths only. As far as almanac is considered, sun and moon only are of significance, and as sun is considered fixed for all practical purposes, moon is metaphorized as snake. Now you shall understand why Tamil Panjangam was called as Pambu Panjangam, that is, snake Panjangam. The same way, you shall also understand why Farsaganatha, who was Vishnu, was adorned with 5-headed snake, each snake representing one aspect of Panjangam. The 5 aspects are as in the following. 1. Kiramai. Kiramai means in English as week. It has 7 days, Sunday through Saturday. 2. Tithi. The moon's circular orbit around Earth is divided equally into 30 angular parts. The time moon takes to pass each part is called one Tithi. 3. Karanam. The time of each Tithi is divided into 2 parts, the first and the last, and each part is called one Karanam. 4. Udu or star. It is one of the 27 angular parts, which is 13.33 degrees each of the zodiac wheel. 5. Yogam. It is the time taken by the moon to pass each one of the 27 stars. Newton and co. could have discovered and quantified gravitational attraction in the 15th century. But Tamil Siddhas understood gravitational attraction more than 3000 years ago itself, otherwise they would not have metaphorized moon with snake. Tamil Siddhas never thought that Rahu and Ketu swallowed sun and moon respectively. Had it been that way, the bodies of both Rahu and Ketu should have been snakes only. On the other hand, they are complementary figures metaphorizing opposite points in space and representing events of different kinds, that is, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. They were just intersection nodes of orbital plane of the sun with the orbit of the moon, and hence just conditional points of 2 kinds of eclipses. This proves that Tamil Siddhas understood gravitation and had developed empirical formulae to predict eclipses and for other calculations in almanac creations and for other technological streams. Because Tamils had many such formulae, the Manuvadis called the ancient Tamils as Sudra, meaning formula people. In the course of time, the white-skinned Manuvadis looted all the knowledge treasure of the black Tamils and relegated them to the lowest position in the society with their diabolic ways. However, the original Sudra title remained with such people with the accredited new meaning of low class. The concept of Rahu and Ketu nodes are the testimonies of the great genius of ancient Tamil Siddhas, and obviously Vishnu Siddha is worshipped as God. Moreover, understanding that the moon moves like a snake around the earth is an extraordinary skill of ancient Tamil Siddhas. At this point, it would be apt to remind the public that E.V. Ramasamy Naidu called these great Tamil people as Kattu Mirandis, meaning savage people. But the reality was the other way around. He is one from the immigrant communities in Tamil Nadu, and it says volumes on how the immigrant communities treated the sons of the soil, Tamils. The video shown depicts the path of moon when subjected to many celestial objects. This is just a very preliminary and descriptive video, not to scale. It just describes schematically how the path of moon is modified by nearby celestial objects. It proves that Tamil Siddhas understood gravitation 3000 years ago itself. When the Westerners were believing that Earth was the center of the universe until as late as 15th century, Tamil Siddhas not only understood heliocentric universe but also the existence of gravitation 3000 years ago itself. We are talking about Mayan calendar these days. The Mayan people were originally Tamil people. We would bring out another feature soon on the relation between Tamil and Mayan. Hence, there is no wonder that Mayan calendar was such a phenomenon having been originated by Siddhas like Vishnu. There are lots of secrets about Tamil Pambu Panchangam. People should take renewed interest on Pambu Panchangam. We would bring out a special feature on Ragu and Ketu and other related matters later. In many of the images of Parsvanatha, a woman with a turi is also found. This symbolizes that Parsvanatha was nursed by a woman nurse, at least during his late life. Since he was looking at the sky days and nights and researching one of the most difficult areas of knowledge, he should have been falling sick quite often. Moreover, he had been watching the skies during the very misty Margali month all through the night, as we have stated in the video. It is natural he had been sick of cold, sick of headache due to continued peep into the skies, and sick of headache due to intensive thinking. This fact has a substantiation from an interesting religious ceremonial routine conducted at Trichy Ranganatha Swami temple. At specific times, the priests of the temple apply a real Siddha headache ointment on the forehead of the Vishnu who is in sleeping posture. Hence, it is very true that Parsvanatha was falling sick often, and hence he was arranged nurses to care for him. This fact is preserved in the Hinduism pictures of Vishnu, where a lady is seen massaging his legs. The Indo-Aryans distorted this info and called that the lady massaging Vishnu's leg as his wife Lakshmi. We have already said that Asivaka ascetics did not marry, and hence the lady at his legs is a nurse and not Lakshmi. At least from now, the Tamils should wake up from their long slumber and retrieve what is theirs and conserve them. In the next video, which is part 5 of this set, we would discuss the concept and origin of Brahma.